read the names of fallen NYPD uniformed members of the service who gave their lives responding to the World Trade Center site on September 11, 2001. Gone but not forgotten. Sergeant John G. Coughlin. Sergeant Michael S. Curtin. Police Officer John Delara. Police Officer Vincent G. Dans. Police Officer Jerome M. Dominguez. Police Officer Stephen P. Driscoll. Police Officer Mark J. Ellis. Police Officer Robert Fazio. Sergeant Rodney C. Gillis. Police Officer Ronald P. Klopfer. Police Officer Thomas M. Langone. Police Officer Brian G. McDonald. Police Officer James P. Leahy. Police Officer John W. Perry. Police Officer Glenn K. Pettit. Detective Claude D. Richards. Sergeant Timothy A. Roy. Police Officer Moira A. Smith. Police Officer Ramon Suarez. Police Officer Paul Talty. Police Officer Santos Valentin Jr. Detective Joseph V. Vigiano. Police Officer Walter E. Weaver.
The 37 police officers that were killed from the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Police Officer Christopher Amoroso. Police Officer Maurice Barry. Police Officer Liam Callahan, pipe band, snare drum. Lieutenant Robert Seary. Police Officer Clinton Davis. Police Officer Donald Foreman. Police Officer Greg Froner. Police Officer Thomas Gorman. Police Officer Uru Houston. Police Officer George Howard. Police Officer Stephen Hutchko, pipe band, bass drummer. Inspector Anthony Infante. Police Officer Paul Jergens. Sergeant Robert Coffers. Police Officer Paul Lazinski. Police Officer David Lamange. Police Officer John Lennon. Police Officer John Levy. Police Officer James Lynch. Captain Kathy Mazza. Police Officer Donald McIntyre. Police Officer Walter McNeil. Superintendent Fred Marone. Police Officer Joseph Navis. Police Officer James Nelson. Police Officer Alphonse Niedermeyer. Police Officer James Arm. Police Officer Dominic Pizzulo. Police Officer Bruce Reynolds. Police Officer Antonio Rodriguez. Police Officer Richard Rodriguez, pipe band, snare drum. Chief James Romito. Police Officer John Scala. Police Officer Waylon Stewart. Police Officer Kenneth Teacher. Police Officer Nathaniel Webb. Police Officer Michael Brewer.
And from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Special Agent in Charge, retired John P. O'Neill, who died responding at the World Trade Center site. And finally, to the over 400 members of the service who have died of illnesses caused by exposure to toxic and hazardous materials and conditions after supporting 9/11 rescue and recovery operations. And that's a number that sadly gets higher with each passing month. We have band members who are also suffering from illnesses related to that. So please bow your heads to them. We'd ask everybody now if they would join us in a moment of silence.